Hey everybody, Circus here coming at you with another Power Rankings video. I'm pretty excited because this is going to be the first one off of the new meta since the post ban list that Konami handed down. And joining me as always is Kamell. How you doing?
I'm doing great. We just got done with the last tournament to put on the power rankings, and now we're going to talk about
All right, and joining us almost as always is
Huh,
-1. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Glad
Doing
to
great.
have you back on here again, as always. So, if you guys don't know what we do here, we take all the decks that have been played in tournaments this week and we assign them points based on how they finish in the tournament. So, if a deck gets a first place finish, it'll get 6 points. If it gets second place, it gets 4 points. If it's a top four, it gets 2 points. And fifth through eighth, it gets a single point. And then the tournaments we track right here that we track this week were Battle Phase Monday, Friday, Pharaoh's Cash Tournament, the Meta Weekly, and the Warrior Link Masters Meta Weekly. The God Tournament took a week off, so we don't have any results from that. But I still think this is a pretty good sample size.
them. Yep.
So I'll throw the list up here on the screen and look at this. In first place, what happened here? Dark Magician,
Art Magician, man.
Magician.
Blue Eyes, second place. Could Konami be any happier than they are right now?
I think this was their agenda, dude. They're
Right.
like, oh man, the ban list. This is a perfect opportunity for us to put Blue Eyes and Dark Magician on top. But yeah, and I think they took it. But yeah, the ban list definitely did affect how tournaments went this week. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of decks were hit. Thunder Dragons, the biggest receiver of a nerf, and you can tell that it worked because they're nowhere on the power rankings. No
They
one
didn't top
played that
eight
at all.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll start off with Dark Magician. Dark Magician did receive what most believe to be the lightest tap on the ban list. Illusion Magician going to two. That was an easy card for Dark Magicians to drop. They don't really care about it, so you can see them running their TTH and Clash and Econ, whatever they're going to do, just fine. And I think that's part of the reason why they're on top. A lot of the other decks lost a key part of their function. Just to name a couple before we talk about them, Shiranui losing Cosmic Cyclone, which is very very good for Dark Magician. So yeah, they just had a lot more good matchups this week. So I
It,
think that,
we just got done doing the WLM, and it was two quick claps in the finals against E-Sabers. I mean, it was over quick.
mm, yeah, it was very quickly.
Yeah. Your thoughts,
Yeah.
Nag?
Dark Magician has a lot of really strong matchups after the ban list. Well, I don't know about a lot of them, but at the very least, it was the most apparent that it would be still a good deck because you just look at the ban list and you look at what did they change to Dark Magician? Almost nothing. So if you weren't sure what to run, Dark Magician was a pretty safe call.
Yeah, to
So,
say that. And yeah, just looking, it has 7 placements, right? One, two,
yep,
three, four. Yeah, 7. That's a lot more than any of the other decks.
yep.
Right above Shiranui.
But four top eights there, so it is getting washed out quite a bit once it hits the top eight.
Yeah, DM is still DM. It's still weak to whatever it's weak to. Just has some better matchups now.
Yeah.
All right, so second place,
I'm
Blue Eyes.
surprised. I'm surprised because this wasn't even on the list last week.
Right, Blue Eyes was not on the list. However, it did win Battle Phase Monday, runner-up in 2 tournaments, the Meta Weekly and the PCT. Now, there's been a key change to how people have been playing Blue Eyes, mostly because people are using the new Chaos Dragon Levianeer, which was previously only used in Thunder Dragons. People are now using it in Blue Eyes because you can still meet the requirements pretty easily. Cosmo Brain is a dark, so all you need to do is see that card and good to go.
And
And
if you
so
notice, all the points that it scored were top two and above. You know,
yeah. However,
a lot of other decks score by getting a lot of top eight finishes, like we saw with Dark
mm,
Magician. It had seven tops, where this is three, and
right.
they were all really high placing finishes. So I think that says a lot about the deck.
Mm,
Yeah. Blue Eyes it's an interesting deck just because Thunder Dragons, it was a really bad matchup for Blue Eyes, but Thunder Dragons is almost non-existent. The deck was absolutely neutered.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was a pretty good indication that Blue Eyes would be in a better position. I'm not sure if it will stick around just because Shiranui is also not a very good matchup. Just because Shiranui can level log into Sun Saga, and then Sun Saga really, like, Blue Eyes have a hard time getting over that 3,500.
Yeah, and just note only 3 tournament tops. That means this is not a popular deck right now, even though it did perform very well. And look, right below it, Shiranui has 6 tournament tops. So Shiranui is being played a lot, and that's one of Blue Eyes' worst matchups. So week to week, I don't think Blue Eyes will be sticking around this high on the power rankings at least. And that leads us into Shiranui, which only got 1 less point than Blue Eyes, coming in at 13. And we can see this won the PCT top 4 in Battleface Friday and the PCT, and 3 top 8s. So Shiranui definitely what I would call the workhorse of the meta right now. However, it did receive a pretty notable hit on the ban list. Shiranui Squire went to the limited 3 list, which means you can no longer play it in conjunction with Cosmic Cyclone. And that's something that we were talking about. That makes the Dark Magician matchup a lot worse for Shiranui, losing that instant out to the circle, win condition. So yeah, and the alternatives that Shiranui have put in their decks, cards like Galaxy Cyclone, Night Beam, stuff like that, they are not as effective overall. Cosmic Cyclone provides you with a unique form of removal that Shiranui do not have access to anymore.
Real quick, Kamell saying it's the workhorse. I just went back through our history here. Our first power rankings video was on followed March 29th through April 4th. And since then, Shiranui has not been out of the top 4.
Yeah.
Every week. The top 4 was once. Otherwise, it's always first, second, or third. Just one time in fourth. So here it is again. So it's mainly top 3 every week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's definitely consistent. The deck availability is very high. A lot of people have Shiranui, so that also contributes to why it's seen so much.
You play the deck much, Neg?
I would say I don't play it much, but I play against it a lot.
Yeah, I could imagine.
It's a pretty popular deck, just because it's very accessible and it has clear strengths. I would say the main thing holding it back right now might be Dark Magician, just because Dark Magician is also a popular deck, and that's before the ban list, it was a bad matchup for Shiranui. And after the ban list, it's an even worse matchup for Shiranui because they don't have Cosmic Cyclone.
Okay.
So when Shiranui goes second, they really just... their options are incredibly limited against DM. So that might be an issue going forward, but they also got a buff in the sense that No Mortal Can Resist got nerfed. And that was probably one of the most effective counter skills to Shira. So
yeah, so they gained a little bit, they lost a little bit, so I think we'll see how Shiranui evens out. I don't think they're going anywhere, though.
No.
They're still very strong, even without Cosmic Cyclone, and just the mass amount of players playing them will keep them on the power rankings.
Yeah. And if you're Konami, why wouldn't you keep it around?
Yeah.
Sell the deck, sell the hell out of it.
Okay, so we are on to number 4, Kristrons at 11 points. Now, Kristrons did receive two small nerfs, right? The Crystron Rion was limited to 2, so it can no longer be played with Econ, Clash, those things. And the skill Transcendent Crystals has an activation requirement now. It can only be activated on turn 3 or later. So yeah, Neg 1. Mr. Crystron expert, how has Krystrons fared after their changes?
I would say Krystrons are still in a pretty good spot. Arguably, they might have improved a little bit just because some decks can't run Cosmic Cyclone as much now, and No Mortal Can Resist was a skill that also hit Crystron, so there's a lot of factors that are helping them. However, the nerf, it's not it's not negligible, because Rion's 2, whatever, is it keeps you from going into Quarion plays, which is pretty big because that's a major push, just because with limited level 3s, it's harder to summon Quarion without using a level 3 earlier, or if you do go Quarion, you might not have a level 3 for, say, a Black Rose or a Sam Destroyer.
Okay.
I would say that the SSA version and the Heavy Starter version have Rose as the 2 most popular versions of the deck.
Yes, they have. When Transcendent Crystals fall, new skills will replace it. So Heavy Starter is essentially being played so you can start the duel with Crystron Solfefnir in your hand. And the other level 5s I've seen people playing with it are Machina Fortress, Mermail Abystius, and the Tricky. So those are the other level 5s you're running if you're going to play that scale. And if you're playing Sea Stealth Attack Crystrons, then of course you're going to run the Citadel Whale, Genix Undyne, Genix Controller, and Sea Stealth Attack. So Circus, you're a new Crystron player. How are you feeling after the nerfs?
I feel fine because I was bad before the nerf, and I'm going to be bad after the nerf. So either way, I just feel like now I'm chasing a new version of the deck, right? I finally got the Transcendent Crystal version built, and then headed towards the SSA, and now it's going towards Heavy Starter. It's like, oh man, how much money do I got to spend on this damn deck? No, it's a lot of fun to play though, so I'm glad it didn't get hit too hard. I plan to enjoy it for at least another month.
Yeah, I think Crystrons have the possibility to be one of the strongest decks coming out on the other side of the ban list.
I've always said it's one of the best decks. It's just people don't play it,
Really?
Really? Yeah.
We can fact check that. All right.
Check the tapes.
Our final deck on the top 5 of the power rankings today is Heroes.
Bum, bum, bum.
And what a fall from grace they have had. Now, Heroes on the ban list they were probably one of the decks that were hit the hardest. They lost their main skill, Grit, which, oh my gosh, you can only special summon once on the following turn after you proc Grit. I almost forgot the change.
I feel that this was a nerf for Luna Lights. It just happened to hit Heroes.
Oh yeah, Luna Lights were running amok, right?
Luna Lights were killing the ladder. They're killing in tournaments. They had to be taken care of.
In all honesty, it doesn't actually affect Luna Lights as much, just because it's like you can get away with only special summoning once.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It does kill Heroes though.
And Visionero Vion was also limited to 2, put back on the limited list to take away Heroes' access to cards like Econ, Shrech, and Hey Trunade. So yeah, Heroes, however, did pick up a tournament win this week, proving to be strong. But other than their performance in Battle Phase Monday and the Meta Weekly, did not see Heroes around much. I think Heroes already have it hard being a very inaccessible deck. It had to go in on the selection box. But when you take 2 hits like that to your main skill and one of your main play starters, it makes it hard to, justify to keep playing it. Blackwings are doing a lot more, arguably, now as an OTK deck, and they're a lot more accessible. So I think a lot of people will play that instead of Heroes. But the hero players who do have everything and they have the stuff for the new strategy, they're going to be on Heroes, baby.
I just think Konami did this because they don't want another 10 months of tyranny like we had last time. So
Yeah, definitely.
Heroes got nerfed, but they're still a pretty good deck, at least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can't use semi-limits, but, well, they actually can. It's a bit of a deceptive nerf just because Vion's a 2, and most decks are running 2 Vion.
Right.
However, you can still run 1 Vion if you run some skills or Master of Fusions.
Yeah, it's
Because
not.
if you cyclone off a card, then you can shuffle back Vion, and then you can summon it.
Yeah, that's true. It's not totally necessary to run Vion at 2. You can still play them at 1, and then for skills that people have switched to, I believe "See You Later" has been the most effective one. I think that's what this tournament, the Meta Weekly was won with. "See You Later" heroes. Yeah. Master of Fusion is also very good for if you plan on running 1 Vion, 1 semi-limited card. Helps you get your poly that way instead of just with Vion.
And that's what, Lindsay played, and Battle Phase Monday got top 4 with it. The "See You Later" skill.
Yeah, "See You Later," proven to be very powerful. You know, the Stratos play where you bring them out and send them back to your hand so you can pop next turn with all your heroes. Pretty sick.
Yeah, I think "See You Later" is pretty good. However, going forward, the skill to use might be Sealed Tombs, just because it's good utility.
Right. Yeah, well, I can't wait for heroes. I can't wait to see how they evolve. And you want to do an honorable mention?
Sure. Which one?
Mine was going to be Black Wings.
Ah, perfect.
I think one of the biggest conversations we had in our ban list discussion video was how Black Wings have a unique opportunity to really rise in popularity now that the main impressive OTK deck heroes did receive a hit. However, this week it did not speak to that. Black Wings, while they did receive 4 tournament tops, they did not get anything over a top 4 this week. Any couple better results would have put them in heroes' place. So in the coming weeks, I think where people will be playing Black Wings, we should see them back on the top of the power rankings where they were last week. They were 2nd, and they're 9th this week, and we're 8th.
Yeah, they really dropped.
Yeah.
So it's more of a dishonorable mention, right?
It's not a honorable mention. Yeah, it's strange that they dropped so much.
I mean, that's a lot to drop in 1 week.
Yeah, after not being touched by the ban list, that's crazy. Well, anything else? Do you want to talk about any more decks before we wrap it up?
No, I think we can do the thing.
All right, so guys, if you would like to join any of the tournaments on the Power Rankings, Battle Phase Monday, Battle Phase Friday, or the Warrior Links Masters tournament, we have links to all of those in our Discords, and we ping when their signups are announced. So get in the daily Discord down in the description if you want to be alerted for those. Also, don't forget to check out our Twitter and our Twitch, which just got partnered. We are official Twitch partners now, so head over to the Twitch streams. They are lit, and we stream 4 days a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So do not miss those. And yeah, that's all from us.
All right, Twitch, Twitter, Discord. What else?
Like,
Reddit,
subscribe, comment.
Yep, all that.
What do you
stuff.
think will be the most powerful deck on the Power Rankings next week?
Yeah. Who knows?
Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow for Battle Phase Monday.
All right, see ya.
See ya.